Hi everyone, Andrew Copeland here from cybr-cli. Today I'm going to be demonstrating and going over the most recent release of our cybr-cli that me and Joe have been developing. This is going to be our first beta release, and we've actually added a lot of things to it and actually created some fixes too. So to begin, I'll just kind of go through our whole release page, going over each one of these, and I'll probably be demonstrating some of the actual commands that we're going to be executing. I'm not going to be executing all of these commands today, but kind of just going over them at a high level. I'm definitely going to be touching on the CLI documents that we've added. All of these CLI docs have been added to the GitHub, so they're easily accessible pretty much from anywhere, and they're just simple markdown files. So we'll start at the top right here. We've added the ability to log on to the PaaS API in a non-interactive way. Before, you had to enter in your password manually, but now what we've added is a non-interactive flag. So this flag is going to give us the ability to log on via an environment variable, which is PaaS_password. This is great because we can actually leverage this with summon or really kind of whatever other tool that you use to inject environment variables into processes, which is going to allow you to connect to the cybr-cli API using this utility in a secure fashion while also not needing a user. So you can make some scripts with that. Next is we've added a new authentication type to authenticating to the PaaS API. This is going to be radius, so this is going to fit into your multi-factor authentication workflows. If you've already configured cybr-cli to work with radius, now we can use this CLI, the cybr-cli, to authenticate, which is great. We've added a bunch of account actions too. As you can see right here, we've added the ability to verify an account, to change an account, and to reconcile accounts. So these are currently all of the actions that are around password management, which are executed by the CPM itself. But now we can just execute them easily within a script. Let's go say we're pulling a credential. We need to use that credential, and let's go say we want to mark it as a change after. We can easily do that now from our script. And we've added the ability to get a password. So this is gonna give you the ability to retrieve a password from a specific account inside of cybr-cli. You can also provide a specific ticket ID or a reason for why you are accessing this password. So it should fit into the current workflows that you have and that you're using within your company to retrieve a secret if it requires a ticket ID or a reason. Next really is, so we added some user commands. So we've added the ability to list all PaaS users. You can search them, you can filter them. So this is just going to give you, a nice holistic point of view of what users are inside of your cybr-cli environment. And then if you need to delete any of those users, you can easily do that too. And then this is kind of my favorite command because you got to use it a lot. This is the unsuspend command. So this is going to unsuspend a user once they've suspended themselves from failed logon attempts. So this happens quite often. Someone forgets their password, as we all know. We all have done it, and we lock ourselves out. So we can now unsuspend these users either in a programmatic fashion or just an easy way to unsuspend users just via CLI. It's super easy. We also added the ability to log off of Conjure. So this is going to be deleting our Conjure RC files and our net RC files that are created when we log on to Conjure. So once we log off, those files will be deleted, no longer exist. We've also added a verbose flag, and this is going to give us info about the HTTP request being sent to the PaaS API. So we can see actually the JSON payload that's being sent to cybr-cli. So if you run into any issues, you can use the verbose flag to kind of debug. And as I mentioned before, we have the auto generation of the CLI docs, which I'm going to cover right after this. And we made a couple fixes here too. Now our cybr-cli Conjure logon command and cybr-cli Conjure as a whole will now work with Windows, which gives any administrator the ability to use this process on Windows. And we also were running into an issue with the cybr-cli Conjure login command. It was only working with self-signed certificates. Now it can either use self-signed certificates or non-self-signed certificates. So that's all the new things that we've added to this to the cybr-cli, and I'm gonna go jump to the docs real quick and show you kind of what they look like, how to navigate them. They're super easy to use. So I'm just gonna go to our home page. I'm gonna go to the README, and I'm just gonna select usage. Once I'm in usage here, you'll see all commands are documented in the docs/directory. So if I just select that that link, you'll see I'm presented here with the root level command. So this is just cyber. There's not many options with cyber, but we have all of our actions down here, our specific commands. So let's go say I want to go see, how to mark an account for verification. So I can easily select cyber accounts, and then I can just select verify. So cyber account verify. This is going to show me how to mark an account for verification. It's relatively simple. All we need is the account ID, which is provided right here. Here's an example, and then it will just mark it as for verification. So we can go back one. Maybe we can go take a look at the users list. Let's say. So let's go back, and here's our cybr-cli users. And let's take a look at list. So we have the ability to search and filter. The filter itself should either be user type or component user. And the search can be a username, first name, or last name. So it's relatively easy command line to use.